class. I'd like to ask Class 2 of 4-H market lambs to be on standby. Take a few moments to introduce our judge that will be working for us today, Mr. Jackson Jeffries from Newcastle, Kentucky. He has raised competitive goats for over 20 years, most recently raising the reserve champion wether at the Kentucky State Fair. Jackson has shown and marketed champion southbounds nationally and has coached champion showmen for coast to coast as a member of the YGD Livestock leadership team. Mr. Jeffries, thank you for traveling from Newcastle to be with us today.
Started this class lightweight market lambs with a wether group. Got a lot of rib shape. He's got a lot of internal capacity. When you get up on top of them, because the rack has the most spread and stand in comparison to the others doing the class today. Ideally, if I could change, I'll make it a little bit more soon from on third. Time in a little neater in that next shoulder junction. But a nice length start of the class. Second place lamb, one that just gets a little bit more outpowered today in terms of the overall spread and shakes that back. One I really appreciate how full apart he is in his head in comparison to the one behind him. He's got some shape up top, he's got some body, he's got enough length to balance right from the profile. This third place lamb is one that was good outline. He's got a lot of levelness in his line. I just like to drop that flank and make it a little bit more eye feeling when in balance when it comes on the profile. I like to spread it out and fill it in over its stock and its upward hip shape, and just get a little bit more power and spread in terms of its body cavity. Thank you for your class today.
Your results from Class 1 of 4-H market lambs: in third place, Ella Bush; in second place, Cooper Irie; and winning Class 1 of 4-H market lambs, Miss Angel Ray Bates. Class 2, we're looking for entries from Aiden Cozy, Phoenix Stacy, and Gracie Harper. Judge, this is your class. Your results from Class 2 of 4-H Market Lambs: in third place, Gracie Harper; in second place, Aiden Cozy; and the winner of Class 2 4-H Market Lambs, shown by Mr. Phoenix Stacy.
balances in terms of his chest core to his plank ratio. When you get your hands on him, he doesn't disappoint you in terms of his overall muscle tone and fat deposition. And then we get the second place out of that class. He follows the class runners very similarly, just a little bit farther gone in terms of his muscle and fat deposition. For me today, I'm going to go ahead and make this young man out of the second class be our champion. And then we're going to follow him up with our second place in that class, be our reserve.
Congratulations to Phoenix State for showing this year's grand champion, Boris Marketland. And congratulations to A.D. Cozy for showing this year's reserve champion, Boris Marketland. This might be a good time to thank a few of the sponsors that have made this week's livestock shows possible. We'd like to give a shout out to the Greenup County Farm Bureau, Tractor Supply of Russell, as well as the Tractor Supply of New Boston, Ashland Rural King, J.D. Loam Excavating, the Greenup County Cooperative Extension Service, Greenup County FFA Chapter, the Lone Farm Event Venue, Mr. Cattle Bush, our Greenup County Road Department, our Greenup County Fair Board, Judge Executive, Mr. Bobby Carpenter, and Mr. James Collier from Greenup County High School, one of the math teachers who also runs the broadcasting department. He's been very kind to film the shows for our spectators that couldn't come in for various reasons during this crazy time. So thanks to our sponsors for making these shows possible.
For this class of FFA market lands, I'm going to leave them as they stand. The young lady in yellow is going to be our class winner. She is the heaviest weight lamb in this class, but she still offers the most length of side, the most balance and view from the profile. She's got some squareness over her hip and down through her leg, one that I really appreciate when you look off to the side once you set her in motion. The young man's lamb coming in second. I just like to square him up over his dot, give him more shape and spread into his pin width. Maybe give him a little bit, straighten him out over in his knee and his front shoulder as that attaches. But overall, a nice lamb with a long neck, lots of extension. He's probably a little bit fresher in terms of his handle in the class winner today. This man does a great job getting him presented, getting him fed and shown out here. The young lady coming in third. This lamb just needs more time on feed, more time on a feeding program to mature and meet his potential. I think he's got some good lines and good potential to go down. Feed out, have a good project on this young lady. Thank you.
Your results, Class 4 of FFA Market Lands. In third place, Ms. Kylie State. Your 2020 Reserve Champion FFA Lamb, shown by Mr. Nathaniel Benz. And your Grand Champion FFA Market Lamb, shown by Laney Loam.
When you're going to a livestock show, you have to, hit them from the gate and know that you have a good one. And these two young people, the first time I saw them, I was impressed. These are great lambs. They both offer a lot of good. They're pretty complete. There's little things I would change about each one of them. I'd like to change the handle quality a little bit on the ladies' ewe lamb. I like the pressure up, square up in her loin edge. I really appreciate structure, her length of spine, her rack shape up top. The young man lamb, in terms of market and handle quality, he's the best lamb that we've seen in the show today. I just maybe want to smooth him up over that point of the shoulder and his blade attachment, and maybe give him a little bit more flex on the group too. In a very close decision, I'm going to have to go with young man's weather to win screen, and then if the young lady will be our reserve.
Congratulations to Phoenix Safety for showing this year's Supreme Market Lamb. At this time, the Ira yearling ewe in the makeup ring at this time.
This class has a lot of sort and differences and types and kinds amongst these three ewe lambs. For me, I'm gonna leave them as they're standing. I'm gonna have the young man's black-faced cross ewe lamb start the class. I just feel like she offers the most internal capacity and rib shape. She has a lot of drop to that flank. She's leveler down her top. She's easier about her spine, and she's square over her hip and dock, while still being youthful and feminine in her front 1/3, one I think has a lot of future produced weathers for this young man. Our second place is the natural ewe lamb. She offers a lot of look and femininity from the profile. She's long spine, long loin. She just wants to get a little higher and tighter in that one. Once we set her in motion going around the ring, she's still one that has a great set to her ankles in terms of her shoulder blade into her hip and hock. One that I really think that with some more time on feet could really mature and turn into a nice breeding piece. And then the Suffolk-legged ewe lamb on the end. I just want to square her up over her hip and hock, level her up, down her top, give her a little bit more spread and shape in terms of her internal capacity and base width. But one that offers a lot of cleanliness in terms of their blade, the ties from her neck, shoulder junction up to her head and neck. But overall, three nice ewe lambs for these young producers.
Your results from Class 6 breeding ewes early born juniors from January 1st of this year to February 14th. Third place, Cooper Irie. Second place, Ella Bush. And we'll begin with Class 1 of 4-H clover buds. So if the 4-H lamb clover bud showman would like to enter the makeup ring at this time, Class 1 of 4-H clover buds, the makeup ring.
There's still some sort of difference in this champion drive. I'm going to go ahead and talk this yearling ewe. This yearling ewe is one that I really appreciate. She has a lot of breed character, lots of levelness down her top. She's got some femininity. I love how she blends from her rib and her shoulder up into her neck. She's a very nice ewe that I think will be able to be put in production, have some capacity, be able to drop some lambs, raise them, do a good job with this young man. Then we get to the overall. There's about two different ends of the spectrum. We have a very market, terminal-oriented, weather dam type sheep, and then we have a breeding sheep ewe lamb, or yearling ewe. For me today, I'm going to go with young man's ewe lamb, and I'm going to follow up the yearling for our reserve. Thank you.
Your reserve 4-H breeding ewe goes to Mr. Cooper Irie, and your 2020 Grand Champion 4-H breeding ewe shown by Aiden Cozy. Junior showman to the makeup ring. Might be a good time to remind our spectators, if you are in the show barn, we really need you to have a mask on. Part of being able to have these shows this week was for us to follow the guidelines set by the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, so we're very thankful to get to have these shows and sales. A lot of places weren't as fortunate as us, but we do have to follow these and be pretty strict. We are filming them for our spectators at home, and so if you do not want to wear a mask, that is completely fine. We'll ask you to exit the show barn and stand outside the caution tape areas. There's plenty of space for you to stand and still see, but if you're in the show barn, we need you to have a mask on. And attention exhibitors, you do not have to wear a mask when you're in the show ring, but when you exit the show ring, you'll have to put your mask on if you're inside the show barn. And also, attention exhibitors, we have a photo booth that's set up in between the pins behind the stage area. There's a bigger one to the outside if you can catch a break in the weather, but we have an inside picture area for you to take advantage of as well.
Can we go ahead and give a round of applause for all our younger showmen? These four individuals did a great job coming out here, getting their lambs brought in the ring, getting some experience, some ring time. I'm looking forward to seeing them grow throughout this 4-H and FFA program and get to go to these livestock projects. I kind of had a little bit of a conversation with each one of them, gave them a little tip to work on. So once next year, or next summer when they get in the ring, they'll have something to focus on and help maybe move them up when they go, if they age up and go into the 4-H division in terms of showmanship at these district shows and county fairs next summer that we're going to have. So overall, I'm really proud of all you guys. Keep working, keep your head up, listen to your mom and dad. All right?
Thank you, Judge. Once again, your competitors in Class 1 of 4-H Cloverbud, we had Mr. Zyler Imler, Braxton Imler, Charlie McGinnis, and Audrey Bush.
class of our 4-H junior showmen. Out here today we have 4 individuals who worked really hard with their projects this summer. Some just weren't behaving like the others were. One thing to notice if we're walking them around the ring, I don't want them being dogs, putting their hand on their dogs to get them to move. It just causes the spine to get up and roach the whole entire time around the ring. So if we can work at home and get our lambs to hand walk alongside us, and we can walk alongside our lambs, we'll make them that much more appealing in the show ring. I went ahead and talked to these individuals on some things I got to work on. And then there's 2 other individuals that stood out in my mind. The young man on the end, he does a great job getting them stuck. Sometimes, I love how he has his brace leg forward and his support leg back. And he actually gets in front of that sheep to brace it. I wish he would push that head and neck back more instead of just pulling up and away from the animal to get that thing to brace. The young lady in the plaid, she has a lamb that's pretty hard to show in terms of his front end extension and how tall she is in comparison to her lamb. I think she does a phenomenal job getting that thing braced when she needs to. She does a good job of showing the front end off when I walk around the front side of that animal. She's going to be our champion in this division today.
Congratulations to Angel Ray Page, your 2020 4-H Junior Lamb Showmanship winner. Angel Ray will have you exit the show ring, and then we're going to bring you back in just a moment.
Let's give our land showman a round of applause. Both these young ladies do a great job getting their animals walked around the ring with enough head, fluid in their movements, getting those legs set where they need to be. For me, it just comes down to some little smaller details. The young lady in the front, she keeps her head and neck held for an angle. Young lady in the back, I want to see you push that head and neck back into them to get them to brace instead of pulling up. When we push their heads back, it actually makes a back shape. Their lowest, their top level out as they're flexing their muscles from the rack to their loin and over their hip. If they're pushing it back, if you're pulling it, you're doing the opposite of that. You're just holding that head and neck, and you're making those muscle fibers stretch out instead of be compacted and flexed. But the young lady, she's going to be our champion showman, and you'll be our reserve.
Congratulations to Angel Ray Bates for winning the overall 4-H Land Showmanship Award and advancing on to the Round Robin Show of Showmen on Saturday morning. Whoever wins this class will advance to the Round Robin on Saturday on behalf of FFA.
event-based showmen. There's 3 individuals come out here, do a great job. I've talked to each one of them about things they need to work on coming back in for shows later down the line this fall or in the next summer. For me, I'm going to use the young lady in the yellow plaid shirt to be our champion. She does a lot of things for getting those feet set where they need to be. She gets the brace on. I like to see when she gets in front of them, pushes the head, neck back, and holds her hand in the right angles, and doesn't grip their ears off. So she's going to be our champion, and congratulations to our other 2 exhibitors for a job well done.
Congratulations to Lainey Lone, your FFA Showmanship winner for 2020. She will compete at the Round Rock Showman on Saturday. Market goes into the makeup ring. Class 2 of 4-H market goes into the makeup ring. Charlie McGinnis, please report to the announcer stage. Charlie McGinnis to the announcer stage.
I can't get it. So
we're going to start off with the first class of this market judge show. I'm going to go with the young man's paint weather. I think he offers a whole lot of quality once you get up on top of him, on the top side of his belt. And he's got a big square rack carrying back to a level top, and he has some shape and outer turn in his leg. He balances well from the profile. If I change anything, I might want to relax that top and his spine a little bit. The one has a lot of good value to offer. Second place is this young man's traditional weather. He's got some balance and look in his lines. I just like to fill him out in terms of his internal, his body shape, give him more spread and center base and base width. Our young man's in third is a goat that's really stout, really big bones, really rugged. I just want to clean him up in his front ward third, make him balance a little bit better from the profile, level him out from hooks to pins. Young lady's animal in fourth just runs into a tough class for a market division. He's got good lines, good balance. I just like to stout him up in terms of his feature, his muscle development, keep him on feet and keep him rolling. Thank you.
Your results from Class 1 of 4-H market goes in fourth place, Teddy Nichols. In third place, Landon Green. In second place, Logan Jenkins. makeup ring at this time, Class 3 exhibitors to the makeup ring. It's probably a good time to introduce our judge, Mr. Jackson Jeffries from Newcastle, Kentucky. He has raised competitive goats for over 20 years, most recently raising the reserve champion wether at the Kentucky State Fair. Mr. Jeffries has shown and marketed champion Southdowns nationally and has coached champion showmen from coast to coast as a member of the YGD Livestock Camp Leadership Team. Thank you, Mr. Jeffries, for traveling from Newcastle to be with us today.
This is a very competitive top end of this class. I feel like Weather starts off this class with a lot of good to offer in terms of his profile, balance from the side. He's got enough drop to his flank. Where he separates himself from the goat in second is he's a little square and fuller over the backside of his blade into his rack. He's got a little bit square in touch and tone to his loin edge. However, I really appreciate the second place goat, his athleticism on the move. His ability to get out and stride off both ends. He has a phenomenal presentation and fit job, one that I'm looking forward to seeing in Grand Drive as well. The young lady's paint weather, he just gets a little softer on me. He needs a little bit more touch and tone to get past these two weathers in front of him. He's got good lines. Maybe I'd like to balance him or level him out from hooks to pins. Maybe balance him a little bit better on the side. Young ladies, animal four, we just got to get a little bit more muscle shape and actual true width and dimension in this one. Move up any farther in the class today.
Your results from Class 2 of 4-H market goats: in 4th place, Emma Malone; in 3rd place, Ella Stone; in 2nd place, Destiny Baker; and the winner of Class 2 4-H market goats shown by Jacob Atkins.
another competitive class of weathers. We'll start with the class of young lady. Young lady's weather here. He's got the most back spread and shape in the class. When she gets him propped up, he's got more spread over his rack into his loin. If I could change him, I'm trying to make him a little bit more angular and stylish in his front 1/3. Maybe make him a little longer and leveler from his hooks to his pins. But overall, a wether with a lot of meat and product. This red wether is different in his type and kind than our class winner. Once you set him in motion, he's got an athletic build, has a good motor off both ends. He's long, level, extended in his front 1/3. He's still got a lot of good. If we can get him driving a little bit square, he's definitely the second most desirable in terms of his muscle to fat ratio. A nice wether put in second. Whether we have here in third, he looks good from the profile. We just got to, once you get your hands on him, he just gets a little bit over conditioned, a little softer. He's more open in his blade when you set him in motion. When you set him in motion, he gets a little bit more open in his blade and breaks behind his shoulders. But a nice class of weather. Young man fourth just ran into a really tough class in terms of muscle and development in terms of house down. Keep this weather on feet and keep him going. Thank you.
Your results of Class 3 4-H market goats in fourth place, Hannah Stevens. In third place, Carly Marshall. In second place, Gracie Harper and the
I am definitely very big on first impressions and hitting the gate with a lot of authority. I think this weather does that for me. He's big back, big footed. He's got a lot of look from the profile and holds himself together in motion. He's level from hooks to pins, and he's got a great spread and width in that forward that's hard to put in these goats. He's going to win this class pretty easily for me. Where he gets a little closer is between these two weathers on the end. I'm going to like to go with the weather's got a little bit more spring to his forehead. He's got a little smoother in terms of his shoulder and his blade. He's got a little bit more spread in his chest floor. Weather that I really like. You can see these two girls working with their projects, keep growing them, keep raising these nice weathers. Thank you.
Your results for Class 4 in third place, Brooklyn Wireman. In second place, Jenna Wireman. And the winner of Class 4 goes to Phoenix.
go into it with an open mind. This is a good set of goats, people. These goats are shown, presented well. There's some things we could change on main presentation. I talked to some of these kids, make them look their best. There's a couple goats out here that hit me pretty hard. I'll go ahead and talk to some of these class winners. We're going to start off with talking the class 1 winner. He was the paint weather. He has a lot of shape down his back. He's bold. He is not as progressive and pulled apart in his pin width, but he's got a lot of drop in his twist. I like to relax him a little bit in the spine once we set him in motion, but overall really nice weather. Winner of the second class is the one that's very similar in the type and kind of our paint weather. He's just a little bit straighter off of his rear tooth in comparison to the other class winners we have out here. He's good in his build, good in his lines. Want to maybe drop him a little in his flank a little more, give him a little bit more capacity. Our third class winner is one that's really stout, big bone. He's got a lot of spread. I just like to tone him up a little bit, make him a little cleaner in his front 1/3. Just move him up in comparison to the other ones in the class today. And then this class 4 winner, he hit me hard out of the gate. He's always had a good look on him in motion when she stops and get him set up. He's got big forehead spread, carries it back to a wide loin, this big pin set, one that I really appreciate. For me, I'm going to go ahead and use our heavyweight, our grands, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a little paint weather on the NPR reserve.
Congratulations to Phoenix Stacy, your 2020 Grand Champion 4-H Market Goat Exhibitor. And congratulations to Bradley Adkins, your Reserve Champion 4-H Market Goat Exhibitor. Face off against your 4-H Grand Champion. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors that have made this week of shows possible. A big shout out to Greenup County Farm Bureau, Tractor Supply Company of Russell, and Tractor Supply Company of New Boston. Our Ashland Rural King, J.D. Long Excavating, the Greenup County Farmer Extension Service, Greenup County FFA Chapter, the Lone Farm Event Venue, Mr. Campbell Bush, our Greenup County Road Department, our Greenup County Fair Board, Judge Executive Bobby Carpenter, Andrew Eimel, Commissioner from District 1, and Mr. James Collier from Greenup County High School, both math and broadcasting teacher. He's been filming live, or not live, he's been filming all the shows this week to post later. They'll be available to any of the spectators that couldn't make it in for today's shows. We really appreciate that, which is another reason why we also have to be pretty strict on our mask rules. So once again, if you're in the show barn, please put your mask on. If you don't want to wear a mask, you feel free to step outside the caution tape and observe the shows from that distance.
There's some more sort in this set of goats. I want to start off with Steve Hornweather, here our class winner. You know, get up for some shape on the back side of his blade, carries it back from the nice square loin edge. Ideally, I make him a little bit easier up any farther. Thank you.
The results from Class 6 of FFA Market goes in 5th place, Josie Track. In 4th place, Carter Stevens. In 3rd place, Emma Stevens. Your reserve champion FFA Market goat, shown by Allison Wyman, and congratulations to Brooklyn Green for showing this year's grand champion FFA Market goat. I'd like to ask Class 7 exhibitors to head to the makeup ring at this time, our Greenup County class of market goats. Class 7 to the makeup ring.
I can honestly say I was pretty impressed with the offering of market goods we had at this show. If I can say anything is, you guys, I really appreciate the sets you brought to me. If I could get any advice, it would be go to more shows than just these shows. Go to the district shows, go to the state fair, go to Moorhead, go to Germantown district show. These things are good quality goats. They need to get out and get shown. I appreciate the parents for sticking with these kids throughout this whole project this summer, supporting them. Let's get them in the ring more. I think all these kids can benefit from that. Their goats are good enough. If we shoe these things with a covered coat blade or a 5 FC blade, and the day before we go in the ring, I think these things will really look good. They'll look the part as we take them to state fairs and other district shows. But I really appreciate the set you guys brought to me. I think there's one guy up here that hit me hard from the beginning. He's big, busted open in his chest forward, big foot, deep legs, just has a nice handle. He walks around the ring with a lot of flexibility off of both ends. He's more appropriate in his shoulder set, and I think he's more pulled apart and square from hitting hot off the ground. He's young man to be champion, and then young lady will go reserve.
Congratulations to Phoenix Stacy for showing your 2020 Supreme Market Goat. Penny Nichols to the show ring, Penny Nichols.
most back shape and spread, the most touch and pulling edge. Class A, definitely the size footed, biggest bone one in the class. Really nice weather. Young man go coming in second is a weather's got a lot of whip in the profile. He's long-sided, very good and clean in his blade. One thing I just want to spread him out, give him a little bit more spread in his internal rib shape, make him wider base, move up any farther. Young lady coming third, it's really good in the profile. Just when we get our hands on her, she gets a little flatter, a little softer into the touch. Young man, weather in third, big footed, just outmade weather. He just doesn't balance up with the same integrity as our class winners, the ones in front of him today. And then young lady in fourth, good to go, just keep her on feet, looks good in the profile. We just got to get her a little bit thicker to move her up in class today.
Your results of Class 7, our first heat of Greenup County Class Market goes. In fifth place, Penny Nichols. In fourth place, Landon Green. In third place, Emma Malone. In second place, Carter Stevens. And the winner of Class 7, Greenup County Class Market goes to Disney Bay.
We're going to start off this class as a live meat weather. I feel like he has the most to offer in terms of true muscle shape and power and carcass integrity. I think he's got the most spread and square in the pulling edge, turning back to his hip. The spot really doesn't help him in terms of his placement and making him look for the parameter and roll out of his hip. Above all, weather has the most pride. He still has the most touch in terms of his fat muscle deposition, and he has to win the class today. Our weather coming in second, he's probably one of the widest chests and most busted open in the class. He just wants to do a little soft to the touch. I like to firm him up and exercise him a little bit more, up his protein, get him really fit and pulled in. Weather coming in third, follows type and kind of the second place. He just wants to get a little shorter couple, a little bit shorter in terms of his hind saddle, and rounder and roll a little bit more out of his hip. Weather coming in fourth, flatter sided. Needs to get more rib shape and spread, also increase in terms of muscle shape and touch and tone, and move up any farther. Young man on the end, the white-headed weather, we just got to pull him apart, spread him at the ground, get more internal dimension and touch and shape and muscle, move him up any farther in the class today.
All right, your results from Class A. Our homegrown class of Greenup County Market Goats in fifth place, Tanner Stevens. In fourth place, Brooklyn Wireman. In third place, Allison Wireman. In second place, Jenna Wireman. And winning Class 8 of Greenup County Class Market Goats goes to Ella Stone. Stone.
This is a vision of the Greenup County Born and Bred. It's something I really appreciate. It offers a lot of incentive for these young 4-H and FFA members to complete their projects from start to finish in terms in their SAEs. One I really appreciate, I started with goats in 2000. My family raised them. It's definitely good to see the development and growth from one generation to the next, have it all build into something that you can be proud of. I know 20 years is a lot longer, and most of y'all might just be 4 years while you're in high school. But for me, I mean, this is what makes the 4-H projects important, is seeing the planning, the goal setting, all the hard hours, breeding year-round, not just buying your goat and showing it. I'm really proud of you guys. Keep up the hard work. Keep planning for next year. I'm looking forward to this program growing. But for me, it's going to be the young lady on the end, be our champion today. She just falls in fighting kind of our champion. Biggest bone, squarest make, love working most of the end. Put all the black game with her. I want to really appreciate you trying to get my hands on it. I just like to let me out. Step up a little bit doing that. Thank you.
Congratulations to Jesse Baker for showing this year's Greenup County Class Marketing Goat winner. We do need to congratulate Stacy in the makeup ring, which we did at this time.
Lots of late corn goats. I'm going to go ahead and use the traditional goat to start off and related purple shirt. That took up more internal wrist shape, capacity, more drop, and turns to her flank. She's pulled apart in her chest. She's very angular and extended on the front one-third. And she ties it together, her neck shortening up with a wider and flatter handle across her back. Ladies, female in second, very feminine and angular. I just like to give her a little bit more pivot, a little bit more spread in terms of her chest support. We move her up any farther in the pot today.
Girls have you both stay in the ring. Maybe split up, the winner comes in the middle of the show ring, and just go to the sideline. I guess I should announce the results of class 12. In second place is Jim Byron, and winning class 12, late morning years ago, your favorite 15th player goes to the first environment. From January 1st of this year up to February 14th, you all come into the middle of the show ring and line up. We will not need to have class 14 because all of these shows are in the Greenup County class 3 and
to them. I'm going to go ahead and talk you through stuff here in the background. I have in the front line, I have about talking. You may on the end, because that's a lot of different shapes and power. She's big-footed, she's wide-chested, she's not angular and clean in her front third attachment. We might have to go over her back and her shoulder blade. Just as that hand's the most dropped to her twist, shaking out and turning to her leg. I think she's doing something to make very competitive weather down the road. She's a higher performing, she's a large frame, longest side of the it's got rib shape and depth to her rib cage. She's just a little bit flatter in her rear leg shape. She doesn't have overall spread mass when she gets on top of her. Young lady Joe, this is the customer out of the Lakeborn. She offers a lot of look in the profile. She's wedge shaped, she's tucked up in her chest forward, drops in her flank, she's level in her line spinning. There's a beautiful head, neck on her. Very productive in her look, also being feminine and attractive at the same time. For me, short hairs, they're just as much as young lady or Candy really Joe, and I'm going to hand it over to her.
Congratulations,
give a round of applause for all these young junior showmen. They did a phenomenal job walking the ring, showing their goats. I gave each one of them a little bit to work on for next time. I'm looking forward to you guys going out in the ring, showing at these county fairs, these district shows, state fairs, nationals, North American, everything. I think you guys can do a great job. Keep up the hard work. Make sure when you get out of the ring, you tell your parents thank you for giving you the opportunity. Come out here, show your goats, have a good time. We're going to give one more round of applause for these junior girls.
Once again, congratulations to the exhibitors in Class 1, our only class of 4-H Clover Buds, Anola Wireman, Charlie McGinnis, Paisley Marshall, and Eva Wireman. Emma Malone to the show ring at this time. Emma Malone to the show ring. Okay, Judge, this is your class. I'd like to ask Class 3 of 4-H Junior Showman to the makeup ring at this time. Class 3 4-H Junior Showman to the makeup ring.
Through this heat of junior showmen, I told them all something they need to change, work on. And we're going to have the young man with the white weather come back in to win that drive. The other two, keep working at it, work on the things you talked about. Good job this summer.
Congratulations to Phoenix Stacy, winner of our first heat of 4-H Junior Goat Showmanship. Okay, Doug, this is your class. You need Phoenix Stacy to remain in the makeup ring for the 4-H Junior Showmanship runoff.
And this year's showmanship, I gave each one of these kids something to work on, something to change about their showmanship, help get the most out of their goat. A lot of life is being able to take criticism, become coachable, and react to it. Young man with paint, he responded to what I told him the most, did the best job changing it, getting shown stuff, and having you to be when we come back out here for Grand Drive. He's going to be our champion this class.
Congratulations to Bradley Atkins, winner of Class 3 and 4-H Junior Showman.
For this division, honestly, I did get kind of bored of watching these boys come in and out of the ring. They've done a phenomenal job all day. I wanted to see how they reacted when they switched goats and they showed the other ones animal. There's some differences in their show style. I told them some things in their division. Each one of them made the changes, made the adjustments and the tweaks to get their animals shown better when they came out and dry. For me today, the young man in the flower print shirt did a better job of getting the paint. The other goat stuck. Young man, if I just want to pull up a little bit, we got to push that head and neck back, get him driving, get him engaged. Shorten up the stride up the side a little bit, he'll do better. Young man's going to be our champion junior showman.
Congratulations to Phoenix State Senior 2020 4-H Junior Goat Showmanship winner. Makeup break.
his goat braids, keeps him square, level top. Sometimes you gotta get a little bit off in terms of his back leg placement. I'm gonna square him up and get him into the champion drive. Thank you.
Congratulations to Jacob Ack as winner of Class 5 4-H Senior Showmanship. Jacob, we will
I'm going to use the young lady from front to do our pilot. She did a great job. I told her some things we can change. She can change the gear around to go a little bit better on the front end. Kept that good between me and the judge. I told these other young girls things we need to work on. Because I'll put it into practice and get it better for next year. Thank you.
congratulations to Destiny Baker, winner of Class 6, your 4-H Senior Showmanship.
Sean did an awesome job the whole day. Getting the jokes set. It was very close. I'm going to use a young man to win this division. He keeps his goats leg set squared, square underneath him, upright in his posture. He keeps what I told him. In his initial heat, he made changes, made adjustments, came back out here and did what he was told to do. Really did a phenomenal job. Just little things about heat placement and speed in a very competitive division. Thank you. This is a very tough business shown here. I'm very impressed with the quality of kids you guys have. I'm going to joke in this route too. I know there are differences shown with chain and shown with the halter, but getting in front, getting the brace, holding her head at the right angle, has a lot to do with it. This young man's white butter, he's very showy, very photogenic when you get off to the side of him. I just wanted to see if it was a challenge or if it was a joke. Young man does a phenomenal job getting the switch, showing the front ends off. He wants to get his legs a little bit too stretched out sometimes. The day's going on, but he's working pretty hard. Young man in the back does a great job. Just getting a little bit more uncomfortable when switching and then the halter. He's very comfortable with this whole full drive, making tweaks and changes that I really appreciate. I'm these young men start this young man to win this in the flower shirt. He knows if he doesn't have him set right, he'll walk him around, walk him back, set him up, square him up. But overall, two very, very competitive showmen that I'd like to see show this all day.
Congratulations to Phoenix Safety. Your 2020 overall 4-H showman will compete in the round robin on Saturday at 8 a.m.
stay focused on getting in front of your animal, making sure you upright your posture, and push those heads to the next bag as you're pushing them with your legs, get them really driving and engaging into their brace. Thank you.
Congratulations to Allison Wireman, winner of Class 9, our first wave of FFA Go. Christy Green and Josie Kraft. Judge, this is your class. Need to ask Allison Wireman to stay in the makeup ring for the FFA showmanship runoff.
This heat of the FFA Showman, there's some little things about each one, every one of them. I gave them some tweaks and some things to work on. In terms of presentation on these goats, I would recommend you guys shearing them with extra cover blades or a 5 blade for a small clipper 2 days before the show. And on these tails, we're going to trim them down to make them as streamlined as we can. We don't want a big fan on their tail. We're going to make it small like a paintbrush. It just allows for a much more eye-appealing look on the profile of these goats if they're more in line instead of a big puff on the end of their tail. Young lady in this class is going to be the young lady in the class, moving on to the finals. She did a great job. She walked around the ring. She had the best look in motion as her goat walked out. I look forward to seeing her in the FFA drive.
Congratulations to Josie Kraft, winner of Class 10 FFA Goat Showmanship. Round of applause for our judge. He worked hard for us today, and we appreciate you coming down from Newcastle, Kentucky.
I want to take the time right now to thank you guys for having me out. Let me work through your stock, work with your kids. I'm really impressed with the overall quality of the kids and the showmen and the animals that were presented here today in the Lamb and Goat Show. I'm very thankful that we got to have some shows this year. I know things were different, things were uncertain at times, but I want to thank you guys for buying the projects, feeding them, working with them every day. I know this summer there was a lot of opportunities for somebody to sit down or quit or throw in the towel. I'm thankful that all these kids got to get the opportunity to experience the efforts and the effort to come out and compete and work with their projects and their ag teachers and their friends. One, I'm really thankful for all the parents and ag teachers and extension agents out here. For me today, working with these kids over and over again, they've been there 4 or 5 times for me. I'm each young lady in FFA Polo, your classroom, or division one today. Phenomenal job. Thank you.
Congratulations.